Hey anime fans, are you tired of searching online for your favourite anime? Well, introducing Crunchyroll. With thousands of titles, ad-free streaming and new episodes weekly, it's your ultimate anime destination. Sign up now for your free trial using the link in the episode description, the show notes, where you'll find a whole world of anime to dive into, introducing new ones to you, new fan favourites, or pop culture hits such as Demon Slayer, Attack on Titan, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, One Piece, and a whole lot more. Dive into Crunchyroll where anime lives. Hey fellow anime lovers, my fellow weebs, are you looking to add some flair to your collection, your everyday style, be it casual, dressed up, or whatever? Then check out Chibi Weeb merch on Etsy, my Etsy shop. Down in the description you'll find a link to the shop when you'll find adorable anime enamel pin badges, cool stationery, and a whole lot more. We've got your anime obsession covered, and we're based in the UK, but we ship worldwide. Shop now down in the footer and let your inner weeb shine with Chibi Weeb merch. That's Chibi Weeb merch on Etsy, your go-to for all things anime accessories. Hello everyone, welcome back to Chibi and Chill the Anime podcast, and this week it's my holiday. So this week I am recording this, this week is my holiday, next week is my holiday at the time of recording this, next week is my holiday at the time of this going out. I'll already be on holiday, so super early, but I did not want to miss an episode for you guys, so I'm kind of pushing the schedule forward for me to record this episode to make sure that you guys have one ready for the week. And this week, it's all about stage shows and adaptions, anime adaptions of stage shows, or stage show and adaptions of anime. Yeah, you know what I mean. So, I always think it's scary, right, when we talk about anime adaptions, because anime is so unique and extra and loud and very exuberant and extravagant and dramatic in so many ways because of the nature of some of the shows and specifically its characters and the worlds that they live in. The adaptions can be sometimes really scary because there's every chance it could just not live up to the hype or not live up to the actual show itself, its source material. Because not only is it trying to adapt an anime, but it's also, in theory, adapting a manga at the same time. Because the anime is adapting a manga and the stage is adapting the anime. But we've all heard the kind of scary, not scary, we all saw how bad some anime adaptations can be, especially by companies like Netflix, that you would think would throw so much production at them. And sometimes they just don't get the budget that they really need. However, then sometimes we get ones like the One Piece adaptation that absolutely flew. Right, that one was a smash hit, and all of the money that Netflix threw at that, it was quite clearly well spent. And I think Netflix now know the value of anime, or know the value of One Piece specifically, because they picked up the Egghead arc, like, straight away. They haven't even got all that series on there at the time of recording this, they don't anyway. So they know the value of it. But without digressing, I might do another episode on Netflix. But this time it's all about stage shows, and I'm going to go through some of the best performing stage shows, or the most popular ones. And there's some in there that I didn't even think were a thing, but there are quite a lot of stage show adaptations of anime and ones I didn't even know existed, and there's 2 recommendations that I have for the next year or so that you should definitely go and try and see. Definitely if you're in the UK, because these are in London, around that kind of area, so let's dive in. So to kick off, we're going to dive straight in with one of the most popular ones, and that was Death Note. And Death Note is already quite a beloved anime and a very iconic anime. So the stage show premiered in Tokyo in April 2015, and it's kind of been regarded and become this beloved adaptation of the anime. It got such a good reception, and I believe it was this stage production that recently had an adaptation in the UK. I believe the show came to the UK for the first time, like ever, first time in Europe. So that was a huge, huge deal. But this one was an absolute sellout. It was absolutely so popular, and mostly because of its soundtrack that was composed by Frank Wilhorn, with lyrics by Jack Murphy and a script by Ivan Menchel. So it's got a lot of good names in there, a lot of good production in there. So that's what really helped sell this one. But that is probably the most popular one, and that's one I wish that I had gone to see when it was in the UK. But hopefully at some point we'll have another go at that one and another chance to go and see that one. If you have that one, or if it's maybe in your country right now at the time of listening to this, definitely go check that one out. It's I've heard nothing but good things about that one. So definitely add that one to your bucket list. Whether you're a thespian, I didn't say lesbian, I said thespian, or that loves the theatre, that kind of vibe, definitely go check that one out. One that I didn't know even had an adaptation was Naruto. So the Naruto stage play debuted in March 2015. So a good year for 2015 Tokyo stage fans, I guess. And it's based on the Naruto anime and manga as a whole. And the production was a part of the Naruto project to celebrate the 15th anniversary of the Naruto series. And I feel like that's a great time to kind of release something like this, something more live action, something more kind of a physical recreation of the show. But it adapts volumes 1 through 27 of the manga. So not specifically the anime, but more the manga. And the show follows Naruto at the beginning of the anime series, specifically revolving around his start at the Ninja Academy. But it was written and directed by Akido Kodama, and there was a sequel debuted in 2017 as well. So that's interesting. I find it interesting when there's shows like Naruto that are very big, not only big name wise, but like there's a lot of episodes. There's 220 of the first anime to begin with, and then the Shippuden. So there's a lot of anime there. There's a lot of content that they could recreate. So I wonder. It was 2017 when they did the sequel, so I wonder, how far does that one go? Does it complete the entire story of Naruto, or do they just kind of leave it as like a one-off? I find that interesting when they do things like this. It's kind of what I'm thinking about the One Piece adaptation by Netflix. Is how far do they take it? Do they complete the entire story? Because that'll take so long. But it could be an amazing spectacle to do the whole thing and become almost like a collector's thing, especially with like the booklets from the stage shows, all the merch, that kind of thing. I find it interesting. I find how popular did they need to be for it to do all of it, and would they all be popular? There's a lot of questions, but the Naruto one apparently was a good showing. Now, it's May, and I can't go through most of these episodes or most of my day without thinking that Demon Slayer is coming back, and it's coming very soon. But Demon Slayer also had a stage play, or multiple, should I say. Demon Slayer, the stage is what it's called. Demon Slayer, the stage, is a multi-part musical that follows the story of Tanjiro and his story that we're obviously all starting to love or already love. And the play is broken into several parts based on the story's arcs and the whole flow of it. So part 1 of the show began its run in January 2020. So this one is fairly new. And part 2 in 2021 in the August. A third part of the stage play also ran in September 2022. And for some reason will return in October 2022, or did return in October 2022, sorry. So, interesting. This one, I don't like the costumes in this one. From what I've seen, because, again, because anime is so extra and because it's so extravagant, for lack of a better word, the hair never looks right, okay? Like, Rengoku's hair just does not look right. I know it's a wig, and it's quite clearly a wig. And so is Tanjiro's hair because it's huge. And it really takes it out at the moment. I don't know if it's better if they just try and keep it more human, less anime, or is it better to go like this direction where they've gone like full throttle anime look? I'm not really sure what the best kind of middle ground is on that one, but I'm sure the shows were great. From what I've seen, like still wise, image wise, they are putting me about a little bit because it's so obviously like a cosplay look to it. But I'm sure the shows were absolutely great, and you cannot beat a bit of Demon Slayer. That is very, very true. I cannot wait. I cannot wait for the anime to return on in May. I forgot what date it is, but I cannot wait. It's got that 1 hour special, like they always do. That seems to be their thing now. But we're so close to it returning. But let's take a little break and we'll dive into some more stage plays adaptions. If you're a gamer much like me, then why not check out Razer? You can find a bunch of accessories from mouses, keyboards, headsets, mouse mats and more to the bigger stuff like gaming laptops and desktops. Over on Razer website, linked down below, you can shop a whole host of gaming accessories from the Chroma range, which is all colourful, which is my favourite stuff, to more sleek black stuff, including even their own merchandise, clothing, bags and accessories. There's something for everyone. The link is down below for you to check out and shop. So another anime a little bit like Naruto that's got season after season and has a whole host of seasons now, I think it's on series 7 now, is My Hero Academia. And My Hero Academia play has its kind of full roster of characters that are all brought to life in this stage adaptation, and it's called the Ultra Stage. Ran in spring 2019 in Tokyo and Osaka, and it's based off the anime and the manga at the same time, obviously, and the play focuses on the first arcs of the My Hero Academia story. The visuals for this one look actually really amazing. It looks so good actually, and My Hero Academia is a anime that I need to pick back up. However, it's not quite so high on my list, so this stage play I probably wouldn't go see if I'm honest. However, if you are a big fan of My Hero Academia and I know it's got such a big following, this could be a stage play that you maybe try and see if you can find a recording of, or sometimes they do those like professional recordings of them, a bit like when they do concerts nowadays. They sometimes have like physical copies of it or whatever. But do check that out. It looks very, very cool. All of the characters look so good in their costumes, actually. This seems like it's got the nice mix of anime vibe and more human, real-worldy vibe to it. It looks a lot more realistic, a lot more believable compared to like the Demon Slayer one. So this one looks like it's got the really nice mix of visuals as well. One of the most popular anime series to date, well, not to maybe to date. Yeah, I'll stick by that. One of the most popular anime to date, or more specifically of recent times, is Jujutsu Kaisen. And Jujutsu Kaisen also carried on this kind of iconic theme of having a stage play adaptation in 2022, and this one was just called Jujutsu Kaisen and performed in Osaka in August 2022 and in Tokyo in July 2022. So this one's a fairly more recent one. And again, the visuals for this one look pretty good. The costumes for Jujutsu Kaisen are much more realistic, aren't they? Even in the anime, they're pretty plain. They're pretty simplistic. It's just a school uniform, essentially. And even at that, it's a quite subdued one. It's just kind of like that dark navy blue kind of outfit and look to it. So this one looks a lot more believable. It looks almost like fairly normal, I guess, until the attacks start happening. I wonder how they did Gojo's 6 Eyes technique and the domains and things like that in this stage play. That'd be really interesting to see. And again, I know Jujutsu Kaisen getting a little bit of fire at the minute because people are saying it's getting a very repetitive, the manga. So that's getting a lot of heat at the minute. But I wonder how far this one will go. Jujutsu Kaisen has become one of the most loved like new age anime, and it gets a lot of spotlight because of that. So I wonder how far will they take this. They've announced season 3 this week, so huge big up for that one. So that's very exciting. I hope they don't rush it. I really hope they don't rush it. Just to try and get it out as quickly as they can. We all know what Mappa's like. However, I wonder how far they'll take the stage productions as well. I wonder how much budget do they have to make the second series 2? How far does this go? I wonder if they'll turn Jujutsu Kaisen 0, the move it, into a stage play as well. I think that one would be an amazing adaptation that could look really cool on the stage if they have enough budget for it to create Rika and all that kind of vibe. So very cool. That one is probably one I would like to go and see. That one sounds very cool, and I'd like to see, more out of curiosity, I think I'd like to see how they do the curse domains and all that kind of thing. I'd like to see how that's undertook. But now that we've gone through what past events have already kind of taken place and what stage productions have been like smash hits and what big anime have already had stage plays, there are 2 stage plays that, especially if you're in the UK or want to travel to London, around that kind of area, to come and see some stage plays, because it's obviously known for that as well. There are 2 shows that I highly recommend, and they're on my list to go and see as well. One is the anime adaptation of Your Lie in April, so the huge success anime and manga. Definitely go and check this one out. This one is live at the Harold Pinter Theatre, and this one is from Friday 28th of June, so not long to wait for this one, until Saturday 21st of September this year, so very soon. And it's got quite a limited span of viewings and shows, but it has a glorious looking set and production. The tickets are available from this one from £15, so super cheap, and it is a musical, but it looks absolutely great. So this is in London, and it looks absolutely fabulous. So it says, due to phenomenal demand, critically acclaimed Your Lie in April will run at the Harold Pinter Theatre for 12 weeks after a record-breaking sellout concert launch at Theatre Royal Drury Lane. Its producers, the same ones that created the Death Note one we spoke about earlier, has brought it to the European premiere of one of the most popular romantic stories and greatest tearjerkers in manga history. Oh my god, what is going on with me? I spoke too much. But this one looks absolutely glorious. The little stills I've seen absolutely look amazing. So if you want tickets for this one, there is a link down in the footer in the show notes of this episode. So do get your tickets for this one before they sell out, because I think this one will be it'll be hard to get tickets later on, I believe. The second one is the My Neighbor Totoro stage experience, and this one looks an absolute amazing experience. This one looks absolutely gorgeous and glorious. This one starts from 8th of March 2025, again in London, and it's Tuesday, Saturday from 7 p.m. and that kind of time, but it looks absolutely amazing. If you're a Studio Ghibli fan, this definitely needs to be on your bucket list to come and see this show. There's so much about it, and I've seen so many little clips on social media, Instagram, TikTok, that good stuff. I've seen so many clips of this, and it looks stunning. The giant radish spirit that we see at the very, similar when she goes to the bathhouse, and it looks so good. It looks like there's a huge budget for this. I guess this is one of those, they'd never live it down if they didn't do My Neighbor Totoro a good justice, if they didn't do it justice. So Your Lie in April, that's coming very soon. It starts in June. Tickets for that one, you can get a link down below. And My Neighbor Totoro, I don't have a link for that one, but there's one coming soon. Hopefully I'll add that one soon. So definitely do check those 2 shows out, coming very soon. They are in London. They could be coming to other areas, but these could be worth making a weekend of it if you're wanting to come over to London and have a little anime theatre weekend. Thank you so much for enjoying this episode. Thank you so much. Leave a review. Please do leave a review. It costs nothing, but it really does support the show in ways you couldn't even imagine. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you next week on next week's episode. Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Chibi and Chilled Anime Podcast. Thank you so much for every listen and download. It really does mean a lot to me. Thank you so much. From one week to another, thank you. Please do leave a rating and a review on the podcast platform that you're listening on this to. It really does support the show. It only takes a few seconds and it's free. I cannot ask. If I ask one thing of you, I'd ask that. Please do leave a rating and a review. Even if it's not great, please let me know. You know, it's even a bad one. Well, bad press is always what's the saying? Any press is good press, I guess. Oh, that rhymed. So a rating and review would be great. It really does support the show, so thank you so much for whatever kind of review you do leave. Sometimes finding a birthday card or an occasion card can be a boring task. However, I have some anime themed cards on my Thortful.co.uk creator profile, which is found in my links on social media. Over on Thortful, you'll find a bunch of anime themed cards such as Studio Ghibli Happy Birthday cards and more, with my range being updated regularly. Each card is processed by Thortful.co.uk, with shipping being fast, quick and efficient. You can shop my anime themed cards over on my Instagram, with my links being over on there. Search Chibi Weeb Anime and you'll find me. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for checking out the podcast. It really does mean a lot. Please do leave a rating and a review down below. It really does support the show and it's free to do. I'll see you next time. I'll see you next Friday. Have a great weekend. If you're a subscriber or if you're thinking of subscribing or starting the free trial on Apple Podcasts, I'll see you on Sunday for the next episode of the Chibi Piece exclusive Apple Podcast exclusive episode on Sunday. Thanks guys. Bye bye.